We're blending techniques to make this tie-dye t-shirt. You use some masking tape and some spray bottles with fabric dye to make your own tie-dye. So this is kind of a different way of making tie-dye than you may have seen before. You can do it on a t-shirt, you could use a lunch tote, you can do it on a bag. There are so many different things that you can do this same technique with, and all you need is fabric dye and your fabric and some shapes and tape. So let me show you how you're going to get started. You'll want to have your t-shirt already washed and dried. And I also put it over a lid. You could use anything that's stiff enough inside to create that nice solid background for your shirt. And then you're going to need some shapes. So for your shape, what you'll want to do is tape it onto the shirt. So I'm just taking a piece of tape and making a curl on the back, and that way you can fasten it down to the front of your shirt. And the reason you wash it ahead of time is to take out any sizing that there might be inside. So I'm using the dolphin, but you could do star, you can do other shapes, and then you can make a frame around it. But what's fun about the tape is you really can do anything with it. You could make different patterns. You could write your name. You could spell a favorite word or your team. And when you peel the tape away off of your dyed shirt, that's where your little design is going to come in. So you can make geometric shapes. There are a lot of different things you can do. So I'm just making a frame. And I'm not measuring this out perfectly. If you want to, you can. You could, but it also gives it that handmade look. You did it yourself. And then I'm just going to trim this one with scissors. Just be really careful not to cut through your shirt. And this gives it a straight edge here at the corner. This type of edge is going to have more of a ripped look when we peel the tape away. Okay, so I'm just going to press this all down. Make sure your tape is smooth onto the front of the shirt. Okay, so you're ready to go. Now, we need to talk about dye, and there are different kinds of fabric dye. I'm using some liquid dye. This one I already put into the bottle. This one, I wanted to show you just how I measure. You can determine how much dye you need by measuring like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just a very simple way. Of course, you could measure it out, but this is how I do it so that I can give it a spray onto some paper towel and see if I like the color, and then I add more. But I got some on the side of my bottle. First, I'm gonna put on some gloves so that I don't get dye all over my hands. Now, when you're dyeing fabric, you need to pay attention to the manufacturer's instructions. For these dyes, I know they work better with warm water. So I filled my bottle with warm water before I started. All right, and then swirl this around in your spray bottle, and a small spray bottle works well, and you're going to be able to make a lot of shirts from this amount of dye. I like this. This is going to look great with the dolphin. Okay, so just start spraying. Make sure that you cover your work surface because there's going to be some overspray here. Here we go. Oh yeah, this is like a nice denim color. And you can do several sprays in spots evenly spaced all over your shirt. Like that. Make sure you get some all around the frame. Now see, when I sort of slow down on my spray bottle, you'll need to experiment a little bit. See how it makes kind of a splatter? That is fun. You might want to do this outside. Let's see. All right, so here's some blue. Now let's add some red. This is going to be fun. Here we go. Some red all over the shirt. We've got some spots and some spray. And you can see the places where the red and blue are starting to blend together. When you're finished with your shirt, you'll want to make sure that you follow the manufacturer's instructions. After this is totally dry, then you'll want to follow the instructions for washing it. So I have a shirt that I already sprayed so that it was a little bit drier. I'm going to move this one out of the way and bring that one over. So this shirt, I just sprayed with red. Okay. So that you can do the big reveal. So I'm going to take off my gloves and show you what it looks like. Let's pull away the star first. Ta-da, there it is. I think this is fun. And you could also go around with a fabric marker. You could trace around the outline here. You can write your name inside. You could do a lot of designs here, either on the star or within the frame of this box. So let's peel away the tape so that you can see how that looks too. Let's see. This would be a great camp craft. Good one for when you're waiting around for the next activity. Let's pull this out of the way. There, so it's completely your own design. Think about all the different things you can do with this. You could use other shapes. And now you have this star that also has some overspray on it. This would make a fun ornament. You could hang this up, put it on your room the door to your room. So here are some ideas for how to make your own t-shirt using spray dyes.